Hello guys, so today I'm going to give Lutty an oil change. She's needing it. So there's the old girl sat in the workshop pit. So let's get underneath and get the oil out. Anyway, so grab yourself a bucket, and there's the oil plug. So this is going to be fun getting it start, because it's going to try going out the sideways here. So anyway, let's find the right size socket for that. Okay, here we go. So I've got the socket. So we are looking at a 13mm. Let's get this set on here for a second. I'll put you guys somewhere. Yeah, maybe try that. That's it, crank it off. Then let's get your bucket. Now she's got 11 litres of oil in her, so she's very full up. That's what these hold, these lutins. Well, this one anyway. God, it's a long thread. There we go. See the flow on that? Oh wow. Yeah, she definitely needed a change, guys. Let's wait for the flow to stay down a bit. I'll put the bucket on the floor. Let's hope the bucket don't fall apart in my hands, eh? God, that's definitely needed. I took her for a nice little run to get the oil up to a good temperature so it runs better. There you go, I think we're safe now. So let that drain down a bit for a minute. Look at that, look. How much is in the bucket? I chose to do it in the workshop pit today, saved me jacking Lutty up and struggling. At least now I've got that option where I could just get to stuff, you know, top and bottom without any troubles. Look at that. Right, so we'll let her finish draining like that. Let's get back at the top and start stripping the other stuff. Alright, so at the top, so let's get some tools. So I need to pop this off, pop that off, undo the Jubilee, cut the zip tie here, take the jump start thing off. So that's your live terminal jump start. Your negatives hiding it. And drop that off, this pipe off. Let's get on with it, shall we? Put you up here. Alright, this is usually quite easy to wiggle out to start with, like that. Let's chuck that down here. And these jump start things have got a little tab underneath that you push it one way and it enables you to pop that off. This one here should just ping off like that. This jump start one's the same. There's a little tab here that. So this one here, we could pop that out like that. Get cutters and flatted. Cutters, flatted. Let's get you. Right. Let's cut the zip tie off. That just holds up this cable here to the airbox. Use that. Right. Now we're accessing the oil filter because it hides. If you don't know where it is, you'll see in a second. You've got to pop these up one at a time. God, they're tight. There we go. And that box will slide out like that. We'll do the air filter in a bit. Let's just access the top of the engine. Forgot the other screwdriver. Nope, use that one, that'll do it. So let's take the oil filter off, like that. Put that to a side. Alright, screwdriver there. Alright, let's get this top cover off. Like that. So you'll notice, guys, the oil filter is there. Right next to your power steering. So your power steering, oil filter, fuel filter. Fuel filter is another video, but we'll get that off now. So that should be this. Let's get a neck on the ratchet for that. I need the adapter, plonker. Where's that gone? In the other box. Yeah, so unfortunately this filter tool needs an adapter because I've got a 1/2 inch drive. So here we go. Let's get the ratchet as well. Alright, so that should do it. Look at that. A little bit tight, but that's what we want. So we'll get that undone. Oh my god. There it goes. Now this is a cartridge filter. It's in a sleeve, as it were. Alright, so I can take this off now. So there we go. You always do this one second. Drain the main engine oil first, which it's doing. Then do this one, because you get air go into that part and it all starts dribbling out the back, the bottom more. So I recommend doing it in that order. There she is. Whew. Right, let's get my bowl. So I believe we've got something stuck in there, which is this. That sits in with the engine. So get the fresh one first, which is here. So on this Luton, it's a P7112. Which looks like that. And it does come with some more O-rings, which I recommend putting on. So what we'll do, we'll get my screwdriver, pull the O-ring off here, because there's one hiding there. I'll have fun getting this back off again, it's stuck. But that's alright, I'll do it, slight turn the opposite way and that should ping it off. Right, let's get this off. Where's the point? And if you're really lucky, you can get it off with your hand. So let's get the next one. Right, it's a nice fresh one. I'll get a little drip of oil on it. Just use a bit of spare, it dripped on the floor in it. There we go, right. So there's a big groove that the O-ring sits in. There we go, that's set in. Lovely. Now, so that's that done for a second. That could go. I don't reckon there's any Pacific. No, there's no specific way that goes on. It's the same. So I'll just copy how the old one was. which looks oh, that one meshes in the middle. Okay, yeah, it don't really make any difference, so we'll just put that straight on. That's it. In she goes. Then you've got some O-rings on here as well. So you've got one on the bottom, so I have to get screwed off for that one. And you've got another one here, so that's where you've got another two. Let's get a little screwdriver. There we go. So we could just catch it underneath of it and pop it up. Missed. Oh, I broke it. Oh no. I broke the old seal, guys. That's a shame, isn't it? Right. I'll put that one on. Lovely. And there's another one here. It's definitely recommended to change these seals each time, because what happens is, for a period of time they go flat. So they're not nice and circular, they end up squashing, and then the seal don't work so well. So definitely change them. Right, let's slide this one on. Come on. There we go. Right. Right, so back again. Had a couple of colleagues wander over, so just give a quick little flick off like that. So looking nice. So I've changed the little seal, the O-ring there, the O-ring here, and the big one that hides in here. So let's go back to the engine and make sure there's no crap in the main hole down there. Could have done with a light really, guys, can I? There you go, that's a bit clearer, guys, isn't it? So yeah, let's get this back into the hole. That's it, let's get the neck. Where will I put that? Oh, down here. And the ratchet. Right, let's get this back in, guys, shall we? I'll put the ratchet there for a minute. That's it, it's going. Right, lovely. Right. So it's just a thingy moving. A little pinch like that, lovely, and back off slightly, and that should nope, stuck. Oh, there's the plan. Ah, you swine. There it goes. Little screwdriver in the top, just pries it backwards and forwards, and up she comes. There you go. So there's the oil filter done. Now, whilst I could get to it, let's go back under and put that bung in before I think about putting the oil in. She takes 11 litres, as I said, guys. So the oil that's been recommended for me is 530. Fully synthetic motor oil. So she's got to take both of those plus a bit of that as well. Thirsty girl. Right. So let's get back under there and... Right, so here we are back under. She's still slightly dribbling. Just see that there. But that'd be alright. I'll clean the plug off and stick that back in. Right. Okay, just ratchet back on the 13. That's loosey, that's tighty. Okay, so don't do these up really tight, guys. Just give them a nice little pinch like that, as you only start damaging stuff. You don't want that, really. You don't. I mean, I've done it up like that every time, like just a bit more than a spark plug, just like that, and that'll do. Alright. Right, okay. Right then, guys, so I've got one oil can opened up, plus the other two. I'll stick you in the engine and see what's going on. See how much of a mess I can make right now. Oh, look at that. Good. That's it, Luke, getting a nice stuff there. Oh. Yeah, I generally try and service Lutty at least once a year due to the mileage I put on over all the driving. As you guys would know from the videos, I do drive around quite a lot, especially at Dover. Right, so we'll stick this second can 3/4 in. I say 3/4 because I want to check the dipstick, make sure we're not going over. Look at that freehand pour, guys, eh? Oh, it's a good aim, isn't it? Right. So, sit that there. Let's check our dipstick now. How's the dipstick looking? Now I've already pre-pulled it out and cleaned it as you dry. So, let's have a look. What we got? Absolutely soddle at the minute. That's fine. Well, I already knew this because I know she takes a good part of 11 litres, so let's get some more in there, finish this can off. Right, is that one? 2 cans down. Right, so let's check the dippy again. I need a head torch, turn that off. Right, so shove that back in, pull that out. Just touching first mark, aren't we, guys? If you see that. Give her a quick wipe and check it again. It should be first mark. Right, let's have a look. It's days like today I could really do with a cameraman, you know. Right. Yeah, we're on first mark. Okay, just going to take the other can, that's fine. Let's get the other can. The last one. Right. Amazingly, she's really good on oil. She doesn't really lose any. I think I've only ever topped up like once, and that was like a litre. So considering how hard I work Lutty, she does alright. Let's just tip the whole thing in. There we go. And that's it. 3 empty cans. Give a dipstick a final wipe off and try that. Alright, quick wipe again so it's a fresh start. Alright, there we go. Clean. Get in there. Leave it for a second or so. I know the oil's still got to dribble down the engine, but we should be nearly there now. Oh yeah. The time it's settled, it'll be on its mark. It's just nice, that. That'll do. Lovely jubbly. Right, so that's that. Then obviously, when you're finished, make sure you put your main engine cover back on. And then obviously put all your other bits and pieces back on. And the pollen filter and the air filter. Pollen filter's easy peasy. So what we'll do, we'll get a new one straight away. Which is this one. In this case, LA 307. So, look at this. Oh. So, all you got to do is push that centre down slightly, lean it forward, pull it out. Lovely. Look at the state of that. God. Ugh. So we'll lose that one. I'm going to grab this nice one in. So I have the flaps facing like this, so the arrow's pointing in. So we'll tuck that down like that. Push him in. Make sure it's seated properly at the bottom. And you've got to get your tabs over that. A bit tight, but we want a bit of tight. There we go, look at that. That's in, guys, look at that. Nice new filter there. So we're going to lose that. Keep it all together. Right, so we'll do the airbox now. We'll get the Torx, these little things. So for this one, I think it's a T25. Yeah, T25. These are nice and easy too. So there's no Torx in the back, but they start centre, work to the front. That's how they go. So we'll quickly undo these. This one's going to be really bad, I reckon, because I work in a dusty environment a lot of the time. Lutty's hoovering up the dust. So I'm just giving you a little video today, guys. Well, I won't say little, but a video of me servicing Lutty, so you can see what I'm doing, and hopefully some of this will help you out if needed. As Lutty's a good part of 900 miles over a service time, so hence I needed to do it now, and today's the only spare free day I've ever had, because it's now a Good Friday and Bank Holiday Monday coming up, so it's the Easter Bank Holiday, which is nice. So once you've undone all them, you don't have to take the screws out, just let them hang like that, and you lift her up and pull it off. And there's the old one at this point. Now, ooh, too bad. Oh, speak too soon. Ugh. Oh well, get rid of that, give us a little clear out, there we go. So here's a new one, so that's a S0055. And these are all the parts that is recommended by the supplier I use. There we go, that looks nice, doesn't it? So with these ones, make sure you put these ends in tight, so you get it go down like that. You don't want to knacker it before it's even started. And you'll find a lot of the time getting them to sit in is a bit of a nightmare, as you probably see. So try and get the filter flat rather than skew it down like that. And let it go. Be gentle. Like that, look. There we go. No force needed. And this seal here, tuck that in so it becomes inside, otherwise the lid won't close very well. So I'll purposely make that bit of twine just to sit her in properly. That's it, now that's nice, all the way down both sides here. Now I've just got this front sticking up, that you see the difference, that's sat down there and that's sticking up, so we'll tuck that in. Don't take too much, it just goes a long way. There you go, so that's now sat flat. And I just need to guide these hooks here, or in your case like that, those hooks back into these three holders. That one don't exist because there's nothing there. So let's hook that in like that. Then that'll sit on there. So grab your T25 bit again, and always do the middle up first, just to seat the lid down at the front. Then I'll do the middles, and don't do these too tight either because you'll just break the box. I'll come back to that one, so let's just wind these in. I'll just pinch them, I don't go mad. There we go, so that's that one. That one. That one. Yeah, see, that one needed a little tweak. Press my leg on it, keep it still, there we go. That one. Last two. One more. Yep, lovely. So now that's seated itself nice and flat all the way round, and the hooks are in the holders. Lovely. Let's get this cover on. It's got to find the locating bits. That's the front. Not sitting very well, guys. What's going on? Alright, let's pull that bit there out, put it back in its holder. Let's try that. Right, sussed it, got the cover on, so let's get all the other bits back on. Right, where's my big screwdriver gone? Lost it. Should be up here. There it is, right. So, let's get this oil filler back on. That's the same as a normal cap, so you just literally screw it around until it stops. Like that, no more. Alright, airbox. Guide that back onto its holders. And lock this front down, like that. Get your air pipe on. Screw that up. Like that. Get your sensor switch wire in. That's locked. And the other one. And put your jump start back on. Like that. And get your oil filler in place. Like that is get your cap. Go, and your air pipe. This epoxy thing. That's that in. I've got to change Lutty's gearbox and differential oil now. They're dirty. Right, I'll catch you when I'm down there. Alright guys, so this time we're going to do the differential oil. So, the oil that's been recommended by the supplier I use is HD75W/90FS. I don't know what any of that means, but that's what it's been told. Apparently it takes around about 3 litres ish. So let's drop it off. So we'll pop the bung out, which is here. You can just see that right there, it's a rubber bung. So if we could get a grip on it. Yeah, look, there you go. So that's your overflow and filler in one. So we need a torque Allen key, whatever you want to call it. Now this one is a 17mm. So that'll go on the side right here. Get in there. There we go, like that. I'll get the ratchet on there and get her open. Right. Let's put you somewhere. A minute. We'll just crack it off like that. And then we'll change our style and get the bucket, the bowl. I try and do the differential oil and gearbox oil every couple of years just to keep everything nice and clean. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's quite yucky. Not as bad as it could be, but still quite yucky. Oop. And what you'll find on the end of this, it's got a magnet and it collects all excess crap, like tiny little metal shavings from the differential. So we'll give this a clean up. The first time I'd done this oil, it was bad. It stunk to high heaven. It was very glittery. It looked absolutely awful. And that's why I'll make a purpose of trying to do it at least every couple of years. I'm averaging a good part of 60,000–70,000 miles a year. For some people that's not a lot, but to me it is, especially when it's your house. You know, you want to keep it in tip-top running condition. The last thing I want is Lutty to break down in the middle of nowhere. That's quite a nightmare, that would be. I don't fancy it. Probably see that, guys, nice and clean now. So that centre bit's a magnet that catches any debris. So we'll screw that back in, clean all the holes up, and then fill it back up. Where's the ratchet? There's the ratchet. So when you tighten these, just go equivalent to a spark plug again. About there. I know I keep referring to going back to spark plugs, but it's the best terminology I could think of, guys. The last thing you want to do is just start breaking and damaging stuff unnecessarily. It's a silly, isn't it? So we'll get our new oil and start filling her up. And these come with a handy dandy little straw you pull up. Right, let's squeeze that bottle in there. I don't generally know how often you're meant to change this, but I try and do it at least every 2 years. And people might say, oh, more than 2 years, at least 3. But I don't mind spending the money to keep my lutein up to scratch, you know. That's what it's all about, keeping her up together. Oh, this one's got a different head. Yeah, it's not got a straw, this one, guys. It's just got a little can head. It's just got one of these little baby ones there. Yeah. I suppose in a way it's better. It's faster. Oh, pardon me. I don't know if you heard that. Ooh, Right, I'm going to take this head off and put it on the next bottle. So struggling opening the next one up this time. Or is it a pull cap? No, it's the same. Ugh. Right, just pull the cap off. Start again. There we go. Right, there we go, guys. Let's stuff this one in there. So this would be the third bottle, I think. Yeah, third bottle. I think that's it. Oh yeah, that's it, guys. Look at that. So I just cleaned up the bung that goes back in the out. Just going to give the outside a quick wipe off just to get any excess crap away from it. And now, yeah, that's clean enough. Beautiful, there we go. Let's mop that up. Always give everything a nice clean up, then you can tell if it's leaking by any chance. It shouldn't be, but if it was, you'd see. Yeah, there we go. That looks alright. Alright, so the oil that come out was quite black. There's part of it sat still in the trailer. It's a mixture of clean and dirty. Not the worst, nowhere near it. So I emptied that lot into my barrel down there, and I'll get set up for the gearbox. See you in a sec, guys. Right guys, so this time we're going to do the gearbox oil. Now the oil recommended for this one is HD75WGL/4. So this is what the manufacturer's recommended for this one. Now unfortunately all three of these bottles have these necks on them, which are really awkward for position, so I've put the straw end in that bottle ready. So what you need for this one, you need two different Allen heads. You need a small one which is a 14mm, which goes in the side up there, right there, so that should fit an overflow. And you've got your bigger one right there, which is the next one, and that one is 17mm, the same as the differential one. Alright, so we'll crack this one off. In fact, we'll do the side one first. I'll get that loosened up. Right, I've got my bit of tube that I'll use for the ratchet when I can't get enough leverage. Let's try that. There it goes. Alright, let's try that, shall we? Yeah, that was a bit tight. Can I do it finger? Yes, I can. Right. So let's get the tray, because there are occasions where it is a little bit full and it still dribble out like that. Look. That's not too bad what I'm seeing, guys. And look at that, that's what's coming out already. Let's see what the rest of it's like, shall we? Alright, might put that, I'll just let that drain, that'll be alright. Let's get the other bucket beneath it, about there. Alright, let's crank off the other one. Alright, so we want the bigger, the 17 now. I should have got the extension, shouldn't I? Ooh, I can reach that. Bonus. Need to put the extension bar on the ratchet because it's a little bit high up. Right. That's alright, that's loose. Okay. Let's go for it, shall we? Can you still see, guys? I think you can. Yeah, you can. Right. I'll drop the bung in this bowl, be alright. Not so clean, guys. I'll let it finish dribbling. Got about 3 litres in there. Put this on the floor. Alright, so get some rag. Right, let's tip this into the thing. See what the colour's like. It's half and half, isn't it? It's not really bad. Still a bit of clear to it. Not a lot. Just got to remember my bungs in there. I don't want to chuck that out, do I? I'll do for a minute before I lose that. Once that's draining, let's clean the end off. You see all the bits stuck on the magnet? Yeah. I'll wipe that off there. You see that difference there? Yeah, let's clean that off. There's a few little shavings in there. Yeah, I'll let that drain for a minute. I hope these videos are helpful, guys, because I am trying to, you know, put as much information in as I can and how I do it, so I'm hoping it's helpful for someone else that needs to know how to do an oil change on your gearbox or transmission if you want to be picky. You know, sometimes you're not always able to have the luxury of a big pit where you could drive over and do everything head height, no problem. I get that. Sometimes you have to go on like a 4-poster lift or roll the vehicle up so it's high off the ground sort of thing. But it's recommended when you change the gearbox and differential that the vehicle's flat. Then you get your correct level then. Because if you do it, say the vehicle's slightly on its side, left or right or forward or back, your levels are going to be out. Which is something you've got to be careful of when you're doing oil levels. So you should see now that this is a lot nicer now that this is shiny. So always remember that magnet one that's got that middle prong thing. That's your bottom one. So we'll get that inserted again. Let's find a bit. What do I do with that? There it is. Right, we in tighty, and let's do loosey. Okay. You see that? Yeah, you see that. That will do for that one. Let's wipe that up. Clean any mess up that I've done once again. There we go. Let's move this over. Okay. Now there is a proper thing you could get to put this oil in the box, but I don't have one. It's just quite annoying. I could do with one. So I'm going to have to opt for the awkward option, which is go up through there and go in through the side. So let's try and... This is what it resolves to, guys. I have to get the bottle in like that and give it a good squeeze and empty your contents that way. That's the way I do it. A little bit awkward, granted, but you know, can't win them all, I suppose. Right, let's get you set up somewhere. Yeah, you want to see, don't you? I'll just keep it on my head. Let's try that. So what we're doing again today, guys, is we're filling it so it comes out the filler hole like I done on the differential. You get it to that level and that'll be all good. So we'll switch this cans over now. Take these stupid black bits off. Able the lid to sit further down. Don't really want it leaking, do we? Right, and again, get that up there, grab the end, see what I'm aiming for. There we go, right. Don't get a lot of space under him, people, I'm afraid. But there you go. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, it might be dripping slightly there, guys, but that's just how I'm feeling it. It's escaping slightly. And it should be about 3 bottles for this. So that's 2 now. And I'll get this one open and shove this one in. Come on. Right, this should be the final one. I hope so, because I haven't got any more. Right. Oh shit, slightly missing the bucket, guys. Oops. I think, yeah, there you go, that's it, full up. When you get that consistent flow, that's it. No more. So what that work out as? That worked out as nearly 2.5 litres. Yeah, almost 2.5 litres, so it's 2 of those bottles plus quarter, almost half bottle. You can probably see that there. Yeah, just about to see it. So that's between 800 and 500 millilitres, so yeah. It's always good to get more than you need to. You could get a nice little dribble like that. That's a nice golden colour, that's lovely. So let's get that bung back in. The cap, I mean. Right, batch it. As you'll see, I'm not going to go stupidly tight. Enough to, it stops a bit of a bite. It's there. Alright, let's wipe that up. go. That'll do, innit? Right, there you go guys, so that's it. So remember that top one there is your 14mm. Yeah, so top bolt, 14mm Allen head. That one there, filler and breather. And your bottom one is your 19mm Allen head. Try and get the whole kit like I've got here. Really helpful. I've got all the different sizes. All in a nice box set. That has helped me out a lot through the years. So yeah, there you go guys. I'm going to have a little break and I'll see you in the next one.